Any minute now.
Kate, this was a great idea you had. It was. Coming out here, we can social distance and have a great time at party and just keep our distance from everybody.
Yeah, Benny. Just stay over there, all right? Where's Jeff? Haven't seen him since you touched that girl.
I didn't touch her. Kate, I didn't touch her. All right? When Don gets here, he'll tell. I didn't touch her. I did lean over. I'll admit. I leaned over and I sniffed her hair, which smelled...
Sniffed her hair? Who are you, Joe Biden? What'd it smell like, pandemic?
I bent down, I sniffed her hair, and I didn't... I thought you touched her when you went to get your book.
Oh, whatever, Benny. Where's Jeff, anyway?
Oh, hey, there's Jeff. Jeff, where the hell are you going, Jeff?
Jeff!
Don't fucking come near me!
Jeff!
Stop! Stop!
Jeff, get back here!
I don't want to get sick. I don't want any of us getting sick. But you two fucking fuckers insist on touching her. Now she's bleeding all over both you guys. So you two can fucking rot.
Jeff!
But not me. No fucking way, not me!
Get back here! Asshole!
Hey, wait. Guys, where did Jeff go with our beer? I'm not going back to the store again, man. Jeff?
Hello there, President Donald J. Trump, the puppeteer, taking time out of my very, very busy schedule, playing golf, to tell you that now in these troubling times, we all need to laugh. So watch, put up, shut up, and stand up with Don and Benny on Gov's Comedy Club Radio. So many great interviews and hilarious comedy. We on TV. This is a message endorsed by me, President Donald Trump, the puppet. Great stuff. Great stuff. And I know great is put up, shut up, stand up. Don and Benny. They're great. What, it's still on? Go watch it. It's got the presidential seal of approval.
Hey everybody, welcome to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on govsradio.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Boxcast. And like my good friend Ken Pichello always says,
We on TV!
and yes, indeed we are, folks. I am Don Sill, this is Benny Gagoots Rizzuti, and we are here in Flanders, Long Island, at the Big Duck.
Yeah, my first time here.
Yeah, this is your first time at the Duck, ever?
At the Duck, yeah.
Very
So
cool.
I brought a friend for the Duck. I brought my chicken.
This is
The Duck can choke my chicken.
There you go, very nice. Hey, and this is the Big Duck.
Yeah.
Everything's big in Flanders, including comedians. And that brings us to Tim Saliani, our guest right here. He is the host. What's up, Tim?
I can't believe you have me out here in the middle of fucking nowhere for this shit.
We are in Flanders with Tim Saliani, host of Shut Up Stupid and co-host of Domestic Disturbance, right here on Govs Radio with all of us. Tim, how's it going, man?
Well, it'd be a lot better if it wasn't ass early on a Sunday morning all the way out in farm country on the busiest fucking road you could possibly
This
pick
road
on.
is very busy, and but we are having fun. So, Tim, are you enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying your life right now?
Oh yeah, life's great. Life's fucking terrific. Next question, Don.
I do want to talk about a lot of stuff we have going on here in the world today, because the Shut Up Stupid and the Domestic Disturbance, you're very vocal about your kind of stance on things, and what derives kind of your opinion on the world.
Sheer anger, Don. Sheer anger. I'm tired of people, I don't know, lacking common sense. be nice if people could just have any type of decency towards each other. Any type of common sense would be nice. But actually, I'd rather it not be that way because material is fucking rife for the picking these days. So, yeah, I mean, as far as Shut Up Stupid go, sure. Are they leaving?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, did we scare you off? Oh, it's Jersey. If you make 3 fucking lefts, you got it right.
There's a lot of tourists coming through here, and we're like right in the way of all their photo opportunities.
I know, we are really fucking things up. This giant fucking duck. Are you kidding?
You were making my morning because I felt like you. I was like, I gotta wake up at 8 fucking o'clock. The only day I have that I could sleep late, and I gotta come for this shit. And thank God, because the other guests that you have, they're like so happy. Yeah, I'm happy it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
I love the fuck out of you guys. I really do. It's the only reason I'm out here. But this is look at this. We're fucking just on. Hi, people. I'm just gonna go lay in the middle of the road like the program. Can I do that?
We are having a great time here. Tim, this will make you in a better mood. You want to see what's going to come up next?
I would love to see what's coming up
Here's
next.
what's coming. This will put you in a great mood. Here it is.
Ciao, my friends. It's me, Alfredo Gaguzzi. How you doing, my paisans, everybody? I hope you're doing good. And I love you. I got 5 things to remember, never to forget. Here's one thing. You can't teach an old dog a new tricks, but you can't teach a new tricks to an older prostitute. And here's another thing. It takes 2 to tango, but it takes 3 to play Ring Around the Rosie. Here's another thing. If you can't see light at the end of the tunnel, maybe you need a new batteries. Here's another thing. If there was a vaccine to prevent the stupidity, social media would not exist. Here's another thing. Some people see the glass half empty. Some people see the glass half full. I say down to the hatch and open another bottle, you cheap some on a beach. Alfredo Gaguzzi, you're #1 Gucci Gucci. And I love you.
Are you looking to get out of New York as quickly as possible without having any idea of where you want to go? Well, you're in luck, because guess what? Pontillo and Associates is now a moving company. Wait, let me... That's right! We just started this moving company last week, and we've already gotten 58 people to move out of the city, many of them without even realizing it.
I didn't even know I wanted to leave New York City until Pontillo and Associates showed up on my doorstep with the moving van. Now I'm going back home to Indiana, which is weird because I'm not actually from there.
Pontillo and Associates, moving company. We'll get you out of New York faster than you could possibly imagine. In fact, our movers are probably in your house right now. Hey, wait, come back here. What's in that one?
We got a couple of laptops and a speaker.
Okay, good. Put that one in my car. Smash that phone number.
All right, we're back. I'm here with Tim Saliani, Flanders, Big Duck, and it's Halloween time.
Oh, yeah.
And you got like the coolest mask, and that's a legit.
That is a legit Jason replica mask made by Tom Savini. You can see the signature. Thank you, Carla Ogerson. This was a birthday gift. I'm a huge horror movie guy, and this thing is, I wear this everywhere. People start shitting themselves in fear. I'm 6'5", 3 1/4 on a fucking lightweight day. I wear this thing in anywhere. People are just running for the hills. It's my favorite thing. It's my stay the fuck away from me mask.
And I'm sure it works. And not only that, it also stops COVID.
It does stop COVID. Multi-purpose, okay? Scare the shit out of people. So you are enforcing social distancing and then not expelling your own bullshit.
and on the Halloween tip, real quick, for or against Halloween being canceled this year?
Nah, Halloween's gonna happen. Listen, if people can go fucking gamble, your kids can go around tree. If you don't want to answer the door, don't answer the fucking door. All right, I'm not answering the door. I never do. Fuck them. I like the toilet paper. You're gonna need toilet paper this year. Fucking do not answer your door. You go outside and collect it from the trees. When the second wave hits, you'll be fine.
Tim Saliani, yes!
It's Renee May here, Manicurist to the Stars, with a PSA on why I would be the next best, greatest Supreme Court Justice nominee. First of all, love is love, between two consenting adults. I should know a thing or two. I've got 5 ex-husbands. If you want something done right, you give it to a woman. And in the historical case of, does anyone check the nails before they go on TV? Mandatory manicures before you're seen on TV or any type of social media. It's disgusting. I can tell who eats with their fingers. It's like you're packing goodie bags underneath those nails. Yuck. Escort, go wash your nails. Joey B and Trumpy, my loves. Loves. Anyway, me and Botox Biden, we both went to the same doctor. He looked great for the debate. And Tan Trumpy, what a gent. He bought me the same package he got himself. Acapulco Gold. Oh my God, his skin looked like butter. I'm a sucker for the silver foxes. You can still get it up. I don't see why we can't do a masquerade. You know? Let me just tell you something. Biden, he's a little catch there. And Trumpy, oh, he's good. The most important thing that I can bring to the Constitution is we need to make an official nail color. I know. Renee, you finally figured out what we definitely need. So if you want to see me hitting it up in the Supreme Court, vote me in.
Imagine when Michael Jackson went to heaven, I know the line shut down. There was smoke everywhere, doves was flying, and it just looked like the set of Smooth Criminal. The clouds was lighting up when he walked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is a very funny comedian from right here on Long Island. You've seen him on MTV and HBO's Crashing. Here he is, folks, the one and only Fudge, the comedian, a.k.a. John Rickenbacker. John, How you doing, my friend, man? Great to have you on the show.
Doing well, man. Thank you for having me, Don. I appreciate you. You know, I know we've been trying to do this for a minute, but I'm glad I actually was able to get on today.
It is great to finally see you in person through the Zoom, but we have been trying to set this up, and it's really cool to have you on the show. And I know, first of all, congratulations, you have a baby due this year.
Yes.
Yeah, when's the due date?
Sometime in December. Hopefully he comes a little earlier because we waiting for him. I'm ready to watch all the stuff that I couldn't watch as an adult. I want to hopefully Chuck E. Cheese open and get sanitized so I can go. It's kind of crazy being I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese and play the games and stuff.
My face got happy when I went to Chuck E. Cheese. We love to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, that's one great thing when you have a baby. You can kind of relive your childhood and go to see cartoons in the movie theater without feeling weird about it,
I wanted to see Trolls World Tour. I couldn't go see it.
Yeah, exactly.
My body's made of glitter, and I'll throw it in your
Now you can bring the baby and you can go all those places. That's great.
And you see Mr. Noodle over there giving praise, his friend Mr. Noodle.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You gotta praise him, Mr. Noodle! Praise him, Mr. Noodle! Praise him, Mr. Noodle!
This is your first child?
Yes, my first one, man.
So bringing into this kind of during this COVID time has got so you're nervous already. Every new dad is always nervous, and now you add on top of this. How are you guys handling all of that?
I mean, we're excited. A lot of people, honestly, believe it or not, is even more excited than sometimes I am because it's like people know how crazy and silly I am, and family reminisces on how crazy I was as a kid. So they just want to see how my kid turns out. Like, it's like, I don't know if there's a pool going around. Like, it's cause they just waiting. Like, he's already going to have like so much, not even pressure, but people just going to wonder what he does. Like, this being my child, because I was just such a wild, I wasn't even wild. I was just I was just a silly kid. silly kid.
Well, your parents, they always tell us, I hope you have a child and he's just like you.
My mom actually said I was good. She said I was a good kid. She was only in labor with me for 3 hours. I came right out. I was
Wow,
ready
there you
to
go. What are you looking forward to most about being a dad?
Man, just to teach him about things. I'm having a boy, so I get to just teach him about life and teach him all the things that I learned by accident.
Right. Yeah.
Just getting them more prepared to live in this society, because it's changed so much from when you and I were kids. Because I grew up in the '80s, so 90s baby, and man, it was just like. From the change from there, I can imagine what my parents had to go through with the new millennium, because I was one, like, as soon as I went to school, this is the class of the new millennium. We was the year 2000, we were supposed to graduate high school, which we did.
Right,
and
right.
it's so much change, man. So just now raising a millennial, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and like you said, and we don't know what's going to happen with this COVID thing. I believe we'll find.
Yeah.
I think they're pushing really hard, and the scientists are going to figure out a way. But I don't know if we'll ever get back to the same way we handled crowds and all of those types of things. So but the good thing is these children of these COVID era babies they're not going to remember how it used to be. Will be the norm for those guys,
How do you greet someone without touching? How do you show someone you care?
From 6 feet.
How do you show respect and love and give your best without spreading germs everywhere?
Hey, Covey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
What are you going to do today?
I'm just gonna stay inside.
Staying inside is safe. Never go outside ever again.
Outside stinks.
Yes, it does. So you've been doing comedy for a while now. You've been in the game for a couple of years. I mean, how long? About at least 15 years, I'd say.
Yeah, about 15 to 16 years. And, I'm still relatively a new face in comedy.
Heaven should have Wi-Fi, right? Because, they got unlimited cloud space. It's a terabyte right here. You know what I'm saying? It's a terabyte. Think about it, because heaven should have Wi-Fi, because I know hell got a lot of hot spots. And they ain't going to be worrying about reception down there. They're going to be on Facebook and Instagram talking about #burning.
And you're Fudge the comedian. And
Yeah.
Tell me about the acronym Fudge. What does that stand for?
Well, Fudge stands for Funny, Unique, Devoted Gentleman Entertainer.
Nice.
And thank you. It's an acronym that just pretty much summarizes who I am. And it's more of an experience. Like the Fudge aspect now, because I go by my real name now too, just because of the acting thing, so people won't get confused on who I am. But the Fudge thing has become almost like an experience where I incorporate a lot of different things.
Hallelujah.
When you go into a comedy show, everybody can be funny. Most likely, especially when you go to a good show that is put together correctly, everybody's killing. Everybody can be funny, but not everybody can be different.
My mama told me, be careful who you do, cause karma comes back around. Same old song now. And I was so sure it wouldn't happen to me, cause I know how to put it down. But I was so wrong. Oh, y'all ain't think I was gonna hit that note?
It's just that, people didn't know my name. And Fudge had to mean something also, because you can't be a black man named Fudge without an explanation. Especially where I'm from.
That's
you
cool.
get the wrong attention.
Yeah. And when you came up with that acronym, did you want to did it start off with Fudge and then you figured it out from there, or did you already have it? How did it?
Well, it came out all came out at once, because the story was in 1999. This is how far it goes back. I wasn't even a comedian yet. We were on this college tour that was ran by Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And it was like a chapter out of in Hempstead. And they took a bunch of us kids from Amityville and all the surrounding, Roosevelt, Hempstead, pretty much all the bad schools. And they put us all on a bus and took us to all these historically Black colleges in hopes that we would be encouraged to go to one, which I ended up going to Virginia State University.
Virginia State University. We are your transformative experience.
And the reason why I went to Virginia State University, because that was the first time I've ever did stand up, was on that tour. We had the Battle of the Buses, and the whole time I was like cracking jokes, doing impressions, doing things like that. And so I was like, I need a name, because John Rickenbacker, me not knowing now, like future me would have been like, man, you should have just went by your name because that's funny by itself. But I was from the Def Jam era where every Black comic had a food name. Like, and it's so ironic that those people that I was like thinking about, Alonzo Hamburger Jones.
Yeah, Hamburger, I remember him.
Big roundaway girl. Like been sitting on a bus stop sucking on pork chops, Hamburger.
Chocolate, Shanita Morris, who was on Comic View.
And I'm gonna tell you, you ever been broke up with, ladies, by an ugly man? That is the worst feeling in the world, ain't it? And you be like, what you mean it's over? I was doing you a favor.
Very, very funny comedian. Yeah. Small Fry, who's now Small Fire.
Now, ladies, when you're in this position, you don't want to relax too much. Okay? See, the whole idea is to brace yourself.
All these people I ended up working with when I started, and that was in my mindset. So, you know, subconsciously, I kind of willed myself into that realm. And so I just wanted something that was catchy. And so I was like, I was a little heavier then. So I was like, all right, I can't be called Chocolate because somebody already took that. And I can't be called Pudding because that just sounds weird. Somebody calling me Pudding. And so I was like, well, let me see. So Fudge sounded cool. You know, Fudge, you know, it sounded cool to me. And so I was just like, well, if I'm going to call myself Fudge, I got to make it mean something. And so that's when the acronym came out. So I was on the bus the whole time. I should have been writing jokes, but I'm sitting there trying to figure out what Fudge means just in case somebody asks me. And right. It stuck ever since.
You want to play with Elmo? You want to see Mr. Noodle, huh? Come here, Elmo has something to show you.
And like you said, you were, you know, working the kind of church circuit for a while.
Yeah.
And that must be tough. I would think that working the church circuit is harder than even working clean, like at a club, if you work. Yeah. Because you have to be even cleaner than that, right? Even like the material.
I give him glory. He gives me peace. Yeah, I love Jesus. Give me victory.
Well, the thing was, it was second nature to me, believe it or not, because my mom is a pastor.
Okay.
Dr. Patricia Rickenbacker. She has a church of Master People, Live in Hope Fellowship Church.
When you a preacher's kid, you go to church all the time. Like how God is good all the time. I was in church all the time because the church was my house.
And that was my first stage, my first platform. I would perform weekly on Friday nights. You know, Nigel Fullerton, believe it or not, started with me as well.
You have a Larry Bird face and a beanbag body. You're built like a pregnant teenager that's trying to hide a baby bump.
Nigel,
we're good friends. We grew up together, and you know, us and a few friends, we would do shows and sketch comedy. And I was like our Saturday Night Live, but it was on Fridays. You know, we would do different things and try to push the envelope with church. Like we had Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember one particular skit was Arnold Schwarzenegger, Power Up with Jesus, where we had one of our buddies, Chris Carucci, he did his Arnold impression. And so Arnold was like this evangelist trying to heal people. And like, he was showing the power of Jesus. And so he's like, hit me with the chair, I'll show you the power. And he like hit him in the chair and he like crumpled over. It was like, you know, just silly stuff like that. And we would do this every week. And we created these characters called, they were called the Greater Ghetto Church. And I was Bishop Nathaniel Neckbone. And I talk like this. And like, it was just like when I dance and sing and a bling, bling, bling. You know, and so I like, and I do like little, like, so I was like a mixture of every preacher that I've ever seen. in my life, and like I just tried to take the most stereotypical Baptist preacher, nasty voices, and those jokes.
You're wondering what goes on in my study. None of your business. How about that? Because I don't got to tell you nothing.
I do want to say, like, I was watching some of your stuff, and I loved the kind of the preacher DJ character.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing grace, amazing grace.
That's awesome. The beatboxing skills, yeah.
That's the joke that keeps on giving, man. I tell you. Well, I used to be separate. I never beatboxed in my set. What happened was I used to battle in beatboxing. I won a couple of competitions in Miami and for the hip hop elements, and I used to just battle. And one time, I don't know what I was doing, but this is around the time where I started around September 2004 doing comedy professionally. That was like my first professional show where I got paid. And so, ice cream truck coming.
Ice cream!
Ice cream! But Alonzo Hamburger Jones, who later became my mentor, he told me, like, you beatbox? And I was like, yeah. And he heard me do it one time. He said, man, you need to do that in your set. And I was like, how? And he was like, figure it out because it's good. And so I was like, all right.
I will reap. This is the deja.
Yeah, I've seen you getting like the house going. Like you started doing it, people are getting up and jumping and dancing and stuff like that. And like this is awesome, man. Yeah.
I'm Pete, by the way. I'm a comic.
Oh, me too. Fudge.
Fudge?
Yeah.
That's not your name?
No, my real name's John, but Fudge is an acronym I go by. Funny, unique, devoted, gentleman, entertainer.
The character you played in Crashing, great acting, by the way.
Thank you.
You were awesome in that. I wish that, and I used to watch that show all the time. I'm sad to see it's off the air. I love that show.
Me too, because I just got there.
Yeah, man, and I loved your character. I love that whole kind of segment of seeing, Pete Holmes, all the different things, his trials and tribulations and what he's gone through. And but is that a good depiction of what it's like working in that kind of church circuit? Like, is it that strict where if you say something a little off, they'll talk to you and all that kind of stuff?
And for the most part, that one was a little extreme. Shout out to Eve Bloom. Did you know that was Jan Brady?
No, I did not. That was
Eve Plum. Eve Plum. That was Jan Brady who played played Marcy. Cool. Was it Marcy? I think her name was Marcy. I forgot what her name was on the show. Yeah. But yeah, she was super cool. And yeah, I mean it can be like that, and especially with the tour, because like a lot of, and as a Crashing, like the pay for doing, like if you're a successful Christian comedian or gospel comedy, they tend to make a lot more than just doing regular clubs.
To each his own, I guess God has a different plan for all of us, man. Maybe it wasn't in his plan for you to make $1,000 a night.
It's like, okay, thank you for that.
And so, but it's just harder to do, and sometimes the shows are few and far between, so you have to be able to have that balance, because sometimes if you're not on a tour, it's like you'll get a show every quarter based on people's schedule, because people usually have stuff around the holidays, like Christmas is really big, usually once it gets warm again, summertime, back to school things, stuff like that. Myself, because I'm able to do a lot of different things, so I get a lot of banquets, a lot of anniversaries, church anniversaries, because I've grown up in that, so I can, my name has traveled throughout that. So, but it's tough. It's tough, but the ones that are successful work all year round. A lot of them are like super successful, making about 6 figures a year.
Wow. And that's cool, because what I love about that is there's always these kind of other layers of mainstream doesn't know is going on. Like, that there's a church circuit, or even like Christian music or any of that kind, or Christian comedy, that there are legit stars and big names in these worlds that aren't mainstream, but in the know, it's huge. So like, who are some of the big name Christian comedians, would you say?
Definitely Michael Jr.
He had a Bible in his hand too. He kept playing like he was gonna throw it at people. He'd be like, ha, ha, and everybody would get scared. They'd be like, hey man. I realize now they were saying amen. I didn't know, bro. I was 7 years old.
This guy who was the next up and coming, who was going to come up, but he had like a scandal happen. Michael Chris, I think his name is John Chris. Yeah, John Chris. Yeah.
Wow.
He had a Netflix special. He was supposed to be that one that opened that door for everybody else.
Try, man. I tried. I see unchristian thoughts just sneak in. I don't know where they come from. Me and Tim, we don't know where they come from. You ever been in the church lobby? Somebody asks you to pray for something so stupid, you're just like, I ain't praying for that.
I think it's a great skill to be able to appeal to Christian and church audiences, because I think it's harder to be funnier that straight, that clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it makes you a better joke writer, it makes you a better performer, it makes you better at everything. And then and to be able to go like Hamburger and even yourself, to be able to go from Def Jam style to, which is a little bit more raw, right? And then go to Christian, it's like night and day. It's like both sides of the coin. So if you're able to balance that, then you could really kill it in the middle. And like, I think that you do.
If you are raising your hands in reverence of the word, the presence of the Lord is here, but your deodorant isn't, it shouldn't smell like you've been slapboxing in the Serengeti or got baptized in hot dog water, because that is not Christian pimping, boo-boo.
Believe it or not, like, depending on where you go, but most crowds are used to it, because some of their favorite comedians curse, and some of their favorite comedians are the comedians that, the world watches. So sometimes they go there and they don't really know how to laugh at clean stuff, because some people not. And one thing I made my mission to do is to not really see a drop off, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want them to see like, oh, he's just like, because I push the envelope, especially now. Like, cause like I'm able to write like that now. And I try stuff on my parents' church first, because they're like usually my meter. So if they like, oh, like, if they, I'll be pushing it, man.
Yo, don't those commercials come on at the wrong time, though? It be right when you about to indulge in something delicious. You about to eat a sandwich, and you be like,
I can't go outside, though, bro.
Well, I don't care, man. Put your neck away.
I gotta brush my...
Who said I'm going to hell? I can hear y'all. I ain't going to hell.
And like, it was like one joke I said, and I actually told this to my mother first before I actually did it on stage. And I was telling her, I was like, Ma, I think we're reading the Bible wrong. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, in Genesis, I don't think Adam's name is pronounced correctly. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, well, he ate the apple and, and he messed everything up. And so I think his name is, damn. Because God's like, damn, I gotta start over. And she was like, she was like, get out, just get out of it.
That didn't pass the test.
No, it did. I mean, she just said, don't do it here. You can do it out there. Don't do it here.
Jesus is coming back. Yep. All you sinners don't know how to act. Yep. Take it to the bridge. I'm sorry, baby.
So you go from the Christian stuff and you're kind of juggling that, but you also were like, did really well on MTV's Yo Mama, which I love that show too, man. I used to watch that show all the time, and I'd be like writing down, these are some good ones.
Your mama's a stripper at Quiznos. Double meat, baby, double meat.
Your whole vibe and essence when you're doing the mama stuff, you're just like on
crazy.
fire. You're like in a zone that's completely different.
Oh, your mama's so old. She was stripping at the Last Supper for blessings.
Now, the out of the two, because you're definitely juggling both ends, right?
Yeah.
Which one's more satisfying? I mean, is there like, man, I just roasted that dude? or I just did really I killed at the the church. Like they're both great, and you probably feel amazing after. But which is more
Well, they were
satisfying?
both good until it came out, and I lost the tour that I was on. I mean, granted, I wasn't
So it did
making that much.
affect it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was at the time. Like again, I wasn't thinking because the thing is, it wasn't really anybody in New York area that was doing what I was doing, so I didn't really have much direction besides obviously Hamburger and Sean, but they're still comedians too, so they couldn't really walk, hold my hand through it. I had to kind of, create my own way. So I went through a stagnant period, and it lasted for a while where I was kind of just like that. And by me doing that, your mama thing, it kind of helped me to kind of feel that little adversity for that time being. And, I was a little depressed for a minute, but then after a while, it was just like, you know what? I can't worry about what people think. I know I'm a good person. I know what my intentions are, and I want to, make sure that people just have a good time. They're dealing with a lot of stuff, and I just like stop worrying about that and just try to put smiles on people's faces and just go. And, so it was more gratifying that I lost it too, because it just showed, because I was holding back. And so it showed that once I let go, that I just got to trust myself and just go, like, because it's not by accident. Like, I didn't think of it by accident. Like, it's going to reach somebody. And so ever since then, I just never held back with stuff.
Yo, your mom's so gangster, she fried chicken with her bare hands, like, I got a fat butt, son. It looked like when she walk, it looked like two Jamaican is doing the heel toe, son.
Yeah, I mean, I think who you are is who you are, and I think and we all of us have different sides, and I think for you to excel at both sides of the coin, so to speak, says a lot about who you are as a person, as a creative, and as a comedian. So, when was the last time you actually had a good Yo Mama battle? Anyway.
It's been a while, man. I have not even. I got some stuff in the tuck, but just in case something pop off. But I don't.
So I want to put you on the spot if we can.
Okay. Yeah.
And have a Yo Mama battle between me and you.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
All right. So you want me to go first?
Yes, please, because I need to get my thoughts together.
All right. Your mama is so dumb that she took the ruler to bed to see how long she slept.
All right, mama's so dumb. All right. Your mama's so dumb and fat. I told her to go on the Subway diet. She went and started eating Metro cards.
Your mama is so ugly that when she walks into the bank, they turn off the cameras.
Your mama's a famous prostitute. Even her venereal diseases are like bougie. She don't have crabs. She has lobsters.
Your mama is so fat that her favorite necklace is the food chain.
Your mama voted for Kanye West.
Oh! Fudge wins. You're the man, Fudge. Fudge, the comedian. John Rickenbacker, you are awesome, my friend.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, so great to meet you and talk to you. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and all that good stuff.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, but mostly I'm on Instagram at Fudge the Comedian. That's Fudge DA Comedian. If you have a hard time finding it, you can hashtag the Fudge Shuffle.
Kinda hectic. It's getting kinda hectic. It's getting kinda hectic.
It's a dance that I do that kind of happened out of nowhere. It happened out of boredom. I was waiting for my wife, guys. When your wife is in the stores and you're bored, and I just started doing a little dance, and one of my friends was like, "Man, you need to do more of that." I was like, "What? Shop? No." No, the dance. And it's taking a life of its own. And so if you see the shuffle, just know that it's just anytime you're feeling good or times is hard, just shuffle on them and you feel all right.
Excellent. The Fudge Shuffle. Fudge and comedian John Rickenbacker. Thanks so much for joining us, my friend. And yeah, hope to have you back on again soon, man.
What's that I see on the TV? Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up is on the TV. Make sure you tune in and subscribe. Don and Benny, they're awesome.
And we're back. We're here at the Big Duck in Flanders, Long Island, with the big comedian, Tim Saliani. Tim, you are the host of Domestic Disturbance, along with Mike Keegan and Carla Okerson, a hilarious trio. We know that Carla and Mike are together, they're dating. Where do you fit in the dynamics?
I'm the third person to break the bed. Yeah, it's, they are... I met Mike Keegan first. We did a show at a Jewish temple in Hauppauge. You can imagine how that went. And then I met Carla Okerson through another comedian friend of mine separately.
Oh,
and
really?
I found out that they were dating, and I was like, what? They're polar opposites. They couldn't be more opposite from each other. They fight about every fucking thing they could possibly fight about. And, you know, basically I looked at her and I was like, we need to do a podcast because I would love to just sit back and watch you guys rip each other apart. And so the Domestic Disturbance was born.
And you guys are great. You all have a great chemistry. That's why I asked, because the dynamic really works well with the three of you guys. You kind of like serve sometimes as the moderator or the voice of reason when they start to go at it.
It's a frightening story.
But I do love the show. It's really good. I urge everybody to watch it. It comes on twice a week, right?
Twice a week, Tuesdays at 9:30 and Fridays at 9:15.
And now we talked a little bit about politics and how it's really heating up now. It's an election year, a lot going on, obviously, if anyone's watched the news.
Yeah.
You're on one side, more or less, and Mike Keegan is on the other side.
Yeah.
How do you keep your friendship, or how does that work?
Well, because we're adults, Don. Okay? We used to in this country be able to fucking disagree on things and then still go out and have a drink. I don't know what fucking happened, but like, you know, you're allowed to disagree about shit and then forge your way to a common ground.
I agree, man, and I think that it is good for people on different sides to be able to communicate. Where do you think it's going wrong? Because it doesn't seem like we can do that anymore.
Social media. Social media has given rise to the old pat on the back generation. And it's not just the young kids, it's the older folk too, because they'll share any fucking shit you throw in front of their face. So really, it's social media, because we're being fed a steady diet of horseshit every day. This whole notion of, I'm so pretty and I'm so right all the time. So when somebody comes out of left field with something that we don't want to hear, it's like, well, fuck you. I just got told by some asshole in his basement that I was right. So, you know, that's where it's gone wrong.
Now, like, I think there's a difference between the extremely woke people and liberals and Democrats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you seem like a guy who has a reasonable voice, like, and you're definitely on the liberal side.
I'm more on a liberal side.
But you're not woke.
No,
I mean, see the bullshit in wokeness.
It's not, you know, being woke. Listen, the bottom line is you can be woke and not, you know, infringe upon. If somebody says something you don't like, it's okay to turn off the TV. It's okay to turn off the radio. It's okay to walk away. These things are okay. All right? You don't have to then sit there and try to lecture somebody as to why you think they're wrong about something. All right? There's a huge difference between being woke and then showing civility towards people. All right? If somebody's an asshole, you're not going to change their fucking mind. You go about your day being a better person, and that's how you try to elevate the world.
Right on, Tim Saliani. And Tim, one more thing. Have you ever had a debate or spoken to somebody and about politics, and then you said, you know what? Like, they're right. Like, has Mike Keegan ever said anything and you go, you know what, Mike? You know what? Trump is great, or something? Has ever happened to you?
No, I mean, yes. You know, if you listen objectively, you may see a side of an argument that you hadn't seen before. You're always going to bring your preconceived notions into things, but no. I mean, for the most part, no. You're not going to convince me with some fucking meme that you found on the internet. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. You know, I read, fucking read, people, all right? Turn your TV off and read. Don't just read one source, read a fucking bunch of sources and make sure that they're actual legitimate sources.
This is why I love guys like you, Tim, because you give it to us straight. You're not trying to sabotage with a message. It's a straight delivery, and I think that that's missing in a lot of political talk these days, where you're coming out at a place where we could all follow, and and we don't feel like you're trying to manipulate at all. You're saying, hey man, this is what it is.
Right, just use some common sense. That's all I ask. You don't have to agree with me. Just use some common sense. It's really not that difficult. Common fucking sense. Thomas Paine wrote about it fucking eons ago. This building was just being erected when he wrote about it. All right? Use fucking common sense. It's not hard. Oh.
And speaking of common sense, here's some Stevie GB for you. Here you go.
How you doing? It's Monty Belligerent here. So with all this COVID going on, we have to eat outside now. We go to restaurants like Applebee's and Ruby Fridays and TGIL. I don't know what the hell the name of these places are. They're all the same food. It's all the same crap food. I always say, where's the food that's in the commercial? Bring me that food. Get this crap out of here. That's not true. I'm very nice to the waitresses and waiters. Anyway, now you gotta eat outside. And you know what happens when you're eating outside? You not only got the outside air blowing in your face and the napkins blowing all over, right? You gotta put everything on the napkin because the napkin blows away. You gotta go run and get the napkin like an idiot. You bring it back and you don't want to use the napkin because you just fell on the floor. Then you gotta ask for more napkins. But you can't get more napkins because they're cheap with the napkins now. They're afraid to give you more napkins because of the COVID. I take them home. I steal napkins. I'm a napkin thief. What are you gonna do? You gotta eat outside. You have no choice now. But you know what you're swatting? The bees are coming around. The napkin's blowing off the table. The waitress comes over. Can I help you with something? No, I'm not waving at you. I'm getting rid of the bees. And what's gonna happen when it gets cold? I'm gonna sit out there with a coat on in the snow, with snow falling on my napkin that just blew off the table. Or I have a 100-mile-an-hour wind and it's freezing 17 below zero. I'm gonna eat outside with icicles on my nose. And I can't call the waitress and say the burger's cold. Listen, this burger's cold. She's gonna say, of course it's cold. It's 7 degrees outside, you moron. Why don't you sit inside? I can't because of the COVID. What are you gonna do?
Next up today, we are going to do a lightning round of stupidity where I list perhaps the dumbest thoughts that have ever graced the internet. Let's begin. I want my first daughter to be a girl. You know, back in 2014, you could say something like this and just seem really stupid. But today, in 2020, it'd probably be, I want my first daughter to stay a girl. Because, you know.
All right, everybody, we're back, and we are here with a very funny comedian, pretty new to the scene. Here he is, everybody, Daniel LaRocco. Daniel, am I saying the name right? It's LaRocco, right?
Yeah, LaRocco. I've heard LaRocca, LaRocco, Suck It. I don't know. I've heard it all.
You probably get Daniel LaRusso quite a bit in your lifetime.
Yeah. Plenty of LaRusse. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Where are you from? Where are you coming from? You're Amityville area?
Yeah. I don't want to give out my address, but Massapequa.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could give out my address if you want, but Massapequa. Yeah.
So, nice, man. And I saw some of your stuff on Instagram. Very funny, man. And how long have you been doing stand-up?
A year and like not even a month, like I don't know, 13 months.
So here we are, your first year in, all of a sudden everything comes to a screeching halt with COVID. You just getting your stride, you're getting out there. You played Governors a few times, right?
Yes, I did. I actually I started there because I took the I did the class with John Truson.
Oh, cool.
Had an awesome time. It was great. And then March, everything, like you said, screeching halt. I had like 6 dates in March. I did 2 of them, and then shit got shut down.
She comes up next to me and she goes, "You'll have a little extra." And she shook this shit like a guitar string. I have a little extra.
It's got to be tough, especially when you're just getting started. I mean, it's tough for all comedians when things get shut down. A lot of comics, live show to show, week to week. And then all of a sudden this happens, and you're new in your career.
Yeah.
what do you do? How do you handle it?
I mean, I have like a lot of crap going on because I'm still in school. I'm still a student. I'm, a senior now. So like I had my classes and shit still.
So you're a senior, you're in high school?
No, college.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
man, you're really okay. Yeah,
No.
so you're in college, you're juggling college and comedy.
Yeah, and work, and work got shut down, so I was stuck in my house with my brother and mom. It went pretty poorly, for the to say the least.
How'd you handle the work on the craft at that point? So, like, did you do any Zoom stand-ups? Did you write, material?
I was doing like some, I didn't do Zooms. I did like some skits though that like kind of just kept me busy, like to like keep like, comedy flowing, just like creative mind and all that stuff.
Next up, I came across a tweet and it goes like this. Nah, for real. Y'all bitches be trying so hard to be rude and disgusting. Like 1, you not all that bitch. And 2, fine, f you then, rude ass bitch.
But still, I was just craving that like on stage feeling of just like being up there and like doing moderately well. I felt like I was getting to a point where I was like finding like my niche and like what material I wanted to be doing and what I wanted to be talking about and just getting better and strengthening my bits and everything. And then
I tell you, for a year in, for being a kind of a rookie, green, year and some change in the industry, seeing your stuff, you do have a kind of a confidence and a seasoned vibe already, and that goes a long way. Stage presence is everything. Likability factor is clutch. Yeah. As soon as you jump on that stage, half of the crowd already has their mind made up about you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, first impressions I've found is like key. Like in the beginning, if you don't win them over, certain people are like, this kid sucks, I don't care what he says, I hate his guts, I'm never gonna laugh. Like the beginning is like that crowd that I think from like the video you saw was like they were like a really good crowd, and like I could tell they wanted to be like engaged with, so like I just included them a lot, like throughout the set, and it paid off pretty well. I mean, like for me at least, not for everyone, but
so you began with John Truson School, which is taught right there in Governors.
Yeah.
Who was in your kind of graduating class? Is there anybody still working the scene right now? Anybody that...
what's his last name? Gregory Joseph. He's awesome. He's still, he's still kicking at it. He's doing really well. Really funny guy. We met in the class and like we talk a lot. We're really, we're pretty good friends. Like we love to. We just did a show together recently. I've gotten, around. I've met a lot of really awesome people, and like you're saying, like about that camaraderie. Like it's fun, especially on the show, because people, if it's a terrible crowd or if it's a weird night, like everyone's experiencing the same thing,
right?
So like just the shittiness unites you, and like the camaraderie is awesome. And then I've run into certain, speed bumps in the way that some people are like not like very competitive, and that that's kind of a pain in the ass to have to deal with. Like very,
that's anywhere though.
It's true. You're right.
If we worked at a, let's say we worked at a ad agency, and all of a sudden I've been there for 20 years, and all of a sudden you're the new hotshot kid that comes in, and you have all these great ideas. I'm going to like, try to, ambush you and just resent you and throw obstacles in your way. But but you got to remember, even that older guy, it's been doing it for a long time. He was once the new guy.
Yeah.
And what keeps you going is to be able to, the resilience to be able to keep going. And like, like Rocky says, you gotta keep moving forward.
That's how winning is done.
Have you run into any of that yet, where you self-doubt and?
Oh my God, it's all doubt. It's all. Oh yeah, and kind of early on too, because like I did like those, the class shows, and those were all great because the crowd, like, it's like a fake crowd. They're all your friends and family. You can say the worst joke. They're like, you're the funniest piece of shit, and I'm just like, it made me like, at my third show, I'm like, I got this figured out. This is easy.
Where's my
I know
Netflix
that-
special?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm the funniest fucking idiot out there. And then I did like my first like not class show at Broadway Comedy Club it was last September, and I ate a bag of cheese, man. I went up there and was like, I'm gonna do all new stuff because I'm sick of that old crap and just try the new and oof.
My name's Dan Morocco. I'll tell you guys a bit about myself. Growing up, I had a teacher that tried to have sex with me, which is probably the weirdest part about being homeschooled.
It was a disaster from the start because like it was a 10 p.m. show. I didn't go on till 12:15. Wow. And it started late. There were too many comics. Too many people had like a lot of time, and it was like it was hard.
Yeah, well, the audience is already drained before you even get on there, and the audience is like looking at their watch, and then it's like, oh god, another comic.
I went up, and like I wasn't even the last person, and I went up. There was a guy, I kid you not, sleeping on the front table, just like conked out nap time, and I was just I couldn't help but like point out. I was like, I said to his table, I'm like, hey, is he sleeping? And they're like, no, and I'm like, that guy is sleeping. I'm telling you, he's sleeping. Like, and he was, sure enough, he was totally knocked out. And I don't blame him. I probably would have been sleeping. Like, it was bad. It was all bad.
And at that point, like it's got to play with your head. You see, okay, this crowd is literally sleeping. I got to go up now, perform for this.
Yeah.
But now, in your mind, what are you going to do to win them? Is there a plan in place? I know, at this point in your career. What are you thinking? How are you going to do this?
In that, I mean,
just call them out.
Yeah, I found myself just naturally be very into calling things out and just like as I see it. Like there was this one woman at the last show I did at Mohegan Sun who I walked up, I kid you not, I thought like I had like bullied her in high school or something because she was looking at me just like this, like from the get-go, just like staring at me, arms crossed. So I walked up and was just like, hey, what's going on? All right, you look mad. And I just pointed her out. And like everyone started cracking up. I think 5 times I addressed her and was like, what is wrong with you? And she was like,
awesome.
Yeah, she was like in a shadow in the back, like under the table. No one could see her. And I couldn't help myself but just be like, I need to chat about it. Like I can't not. I don't know.
She yawned now. Yes, she yawned. Oh my God! This is where we're at. Fuck.
But as far as material goes, right? So now we had the glory days of the 80s and 90s where you could say anything, do anything. Andrew Dice Clay, you had Sam Kinnison's. And those days are gone. We are now in PC jail.
Yeah.
Where you have to be careful of everything, right? It's like, it's like the HR department is everywhere now, right?
Right.
As a comedian, is this in your mind when you're thinking about taking a bit to the stage? Are you saying, I can't do that anymore, I can't do this, or I can't, or the woke people will love this, or how do you write? I always, especially for a newer guy, always curious.
Right. I mean, the woke people will love it, but sometimes there's not enough woke people to warrant doing the joke, sadly. Because, I mean, yeah, I have a decent chunk on just like, homosexuality and like not even talking and making any, in the bit, I know, looking at them, like there is no defined, like, here's my stance, here's my take, this is wrong, this is right. It's just a topic. And I feel like when people just hear those buzzwords of like, oh, gay, trans, black, white, whatever it is, it's just immediately, you can't say that, you can't say that. And I mean, I think you probably won't get too far playing things extremely safe,
Exactly. That's why woke comedy is awful.
Yeah.
but you,
yeah.
But you know how you combat it? You I don't know if you'd want to do that, but you face it and you fake it. I don't know if you are homosexual or not, but you say, hey, as a gay guy, I want to, and then they'll all be on your side.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's, kind of, because in the bit, there's like, in a way, something for everyone. I think it was in the video that I sent you or that you saw.
Right.
But there's kind of like, whatever your opinion is, and I'm not even asking opinions. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear your opinions. That's not what this is about.
Right,
but like,
right.
you know, whatever it is deep down inside, there's something in this bit that I think you'll kind of, you know, enjoy. And, you know, a big thing is I'm like, I got to stop trying to make everyone enjoy everything all the damn time, you know,
That's
especially
one
in my
thing.
material.
Yep, you
No.
can't please everybody, and
No.
and in comedy, you know, the way the jokes roll, sometimes you're going to offend somebody sooner or later,
Yeah.
and you can't really worry about it. I just think, you know, and like George Carlin said, he goes, a comedian's job is to find the line and then deliberately cross it. So basically saying you have to offend is
Yeah.
what's basically saying, you know. So when it comes to comedians, I look at it as all branches of the tree. There's all different types of comedy, just like music,
Right.
right?
Right.
You got your Seinfelds, you got your insult comics, and you got your Carlins, and you know, there's all different kinds. You got your Def Jams. There's all
Yeah.
different types. What branch of the tree do you find yourself kind of stemming off of?
I think, like, you know, you mean like stand-up style, really,
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah, just like style and also writing. You know, like where your mind, where your head's at.
right, right. I'm big into like observational, you know, like I'm very into like social observational type humor. Like I see a lot of crap when I'm out or like at work or something. Like I work in a restaurant, and I just like there's a lot of stuff that I just watch people say and do and just hear how we interact with each other. I'm like, this is just wrong. This is weird. Like, this makes no sense. Like, do you hear what you're really saying?
Yeah.
Like, just listen to yourself, and exploiting that and just blowing that up and being like, this is what this means and whatever the hell.
First up today, I have a quote which I overheard in a Starbucks where a woman said into her phone, "That's a good point. I can't hear you." Well, what was it? Did they make a good point, or did you not hear them?
Exactly, man. And working in a restaurant definitely gives you that kind of people watching opportunity to see all different types of people that come in, the good, the bad, the ugly, the uglier. And just
disgusting.
kind of you know, utilize all of that,
right,
and make it work. So I think that's solid, man. So now you've been getting back out there, because I know right now in New York, I think the clubs are still shut down. Anything, you know, ticketed can't be, you know, is closed.
Yeah.
But where are you doing now? You going out of state to perform?
I mean, so before the clubs did get shut down, you know, I did the patio at Governor's, I think 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
And I was like so thankful for that. Like, oh, sweet, there's something to do.
Right.
The first one I did was July 3rd, and we all got heckled by fireworks because it's in the freaking neighborhood. And, you know, 4th of July is the next day. That was tough. And then the last one we did, like the plexiglass on the stage. And I don't know if, man, it's like performing in a fish tank. I can't hear shit. Like, it's so weird. I'm like, I think I'm stepping on laughs and like keep going the joke when they're still laughing. And I'm just like, oh, this is a nightmare. But then, you know, everything got shut down. But now, I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing now. I just did this show in Connecticut, and I was like, this is awesome, but I'm not trying to drive to Connecticut every
yeah, exactly.
every month to do 7 minutes. But
I think they're getting close to passing something again where we'll have comedy back. Knock on wood. Let's hope you know, the comedy clubs get back opened up again. Comics need to work. People need to laugh.
Right.
All that good stuff, and you need to work on your craft, man. You're you got to get out there and put more mileage under the belt, man.
Definitely. I'm like, I was on such a streak. Like I said, I had a lot of dates in March, and then it all got canned, and I was just like really hitting a nice momentum. And then it was 4 months of you know, me fighting with my mom in the living room.
I want to watch HBO, whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly. Literally, I'm like, oh, this is a nightmare. But I was just trying to stay busy, you know, stay writing. But like, when you're out of that mindset for so long, you're not talking to other comedians, or you're not doing a show or at a mic or whatever it is. Like, I'm like, is this even good? Is this funny? Do I suck? I think I suck. I'm like,
it's tough to keep to keep oiled up, to keep the engine running. But you know, I say just keep writing. at this point. Just keep writing material, write jokes, and just keep building on that, and then go back to the notes, check them out. Just really tighten them up as much as you can. And then when things start opening back up again, and hey, a lot of people are having garage shows, backyard shows, rooftop shows.
It's work. It takes work to be able to get it to go well, because it's probably not going to go well just because of luck. It's not just going to swoop under your ass and
right. You got to work
right down the road. Yeah, it's a bitch. It sucks.
But I think you got a lot going for you, man. Like I said, you already got a strong presence on stage at this, with 1 year in, you're working on new stuff. You get it. You understand what it means to be a comedian.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that's half the battle a lot of times too. So, and you're young, man. So, so I think you got a lot going for you in that regard. You got years and years ahead of you, man, to really work at the craft and get solid. So, but
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Where could people find you and check you out? Do you have a YouTube page or anything like that?
I haven't really set up a YouTube yet. I post all of my clips, any dates to my Instagram. It's Dan_LaRocco. Anything on there is really, it all gets posted for whatever. And I, keep up to date with posting, content and all that stuff. I don't really have enough footage or, active, media material to warrant a YouTube channel yet. Working on it, but hopefully, but if anything, it'd probably be the Instagram.
Excellent. Good. So everybody check him out. Dan LaRocco at his Instagram page. Dan, you're awesome, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so
man.
much for having me on. This was an awesome time.
Yes, indeed. You rock it. And all the best to the rest of your career. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you on the show a lot more often, man.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right. Dan LaRocco, everybody.
Thanks, Don.
Benny looks like an old school like artist or something.
Take the hat off.
Yeah, no, you look like a photographer, like back in the old days. Like, stand by and take your picture.
This is my grandfather's hat.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Wow, birthday weekend and all.
There you go.
I'm the founder. I'm a celebrity chef. Ciao, my friends.
Hey kids, come on, let's shake it loose. The spotlight's on the show, affectionately called Pasusu. We'll fill you up with laughs tonight, so stick around. You're gonna see a pizza chef and hear comedic sound.
You have any basil?
Say host on Sill, have you seen him yet? Oh, but he's so spaced out. Benny the Gagoots. A Gagoots, it's weird, but it's wonderful. Oh, Benny, what's it really mean? It's an Italian soup. It's a man of no use. You know I read it in a street dictionary. Benny the Gagoo.
You're so skinny that a third world country sent you care packages. If I was you, I'd shape my ass and walk backwards. Eli, if I had a face like yours, I'd sue my parents. Your vagina is like a Midtown Tunnel, complete with double lines and a toll booth. You look like a mentally challenged Mr. Potato Head. Bruce, when you were born, the doctor wore a hazmat suit. That's a summer hairdo you got. Who's your hairdresser, the Bride of Frankenstein? You rented a house that was haunted and the ghost complained to the landlord about you. The last time I saw hair like that was when I made a pee-pee. I've seen people like you before, but I usually have to pay admission. Yo, killing me, okay? I lost to the Goose. He killed me. I'm done. That was funny. No comebacks. It's like he knows me. I find it hard to believe that out of 1,000 sperm, you were the fastest.
Wow, that's the first ever a tap out.
Yo, that was funny.
A tap out here on Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. Hey. All right, we're back, and that's our show for today, guys. Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it?
The fucking barn doors are closed. How's that for irony? It says all you need to know about fucking Long Island, all right?
Yes, indeed. We had a blast here in Flanders. I don't think enough people come out to Flanders and see the duck. I think more people should come out here.
Yeah. Stupid Flanders.
And Benny's got his chicken in honor of the duck here. So we just want to tell everybody, make sure you check out Tim's show, Shut Up Stupid and Domestic Disturbance. Now, when's the next Shut Up Stupid? It's coming up?
Next Shut Up Stupid will be in the next 3 weeks. We're doing something a little different, a little special. It's taking me a little bit longer to write and put it together. So
excellent. So stay tuned for that. And remember, always subscribe to us at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on Govs Radio and also on YouTube, and catch all that good stuff and like us and share and all that. So I just want to say, man, thanks again, Tim, for coming out.
Thanks for having me, man.
You rock, my brother. Peace, everybody.
See ya.
Hey y'all, this is Ken Pichelle. You are watching Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up, affectionately known as Rizzuti, here on Govs Comedy Club Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Boxcast. Wait, Boxcast? We on TV! We on TV, y'all!
Another one.
Comedy Club Radio over Widest Audio. Cause we on TV, we on TV, we on TV. Yeah, we on TV. We on TV.